Up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 147. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You join the chat over there if you want to join in the fun conversation. Love to have you in on all the fun. I just talked about the same thing twice. But if you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. Go over to YouTube and podcast services where it is broken up topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, if you guys want to support the way you can do that, wherever you're watching and listening, leave us a review, leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up, or go to the merch store. It may seem small, but it goes a long way. Helps us out, so we would appreciate and love you for it. Thank you very much. Today, we are back with some topics, some more gaming, some wrestling. I'm already spoiling things. So let's get into the games. Topic 1, let's talk about Overwatch 2. As of recording, released 2 weeks ago. And I kind of want to talk about the game, my thoughts on it, pros, cons, etc., and get on into it. So, Overwatch 2. I've been excited for this one for a while. Fell in love with Overwatch 1 way back in 2016. Wow. And I've played a lot of it. I know, for me, my standards, this is probably my most played game. Played a shit ton. I know my hours don't rank up to a lot of others, but I'd say 200 hours plus, easy. Across all three areas that I have played, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Loved Overwatch, loved the experience, loved the characters. Obviously got attached to a few of them: Widowmaker, Lucio, Reaper, Ashe. And just had a fun time, whether it was playing on my own or playing with different party members, team members throughout the lifespan of the game, including a lot of multiplayer nights with the guys, John, Billy, and Dio, all squatting up together. Is a blast. So with hearing about Overwatch 2, the excitement kind of grew and the energy revitalized as we were getting closer. As of right now, only the multiplayer experience has been released, totally free to play, which, hey, plus more players get to play it. I am still very excited and looking forward to the single player experience that they will be adding down the road as a separate purchase. That will be a pay to play game at some point, but excited for that, looking forward to that. So yeah, Overwatch 2 is officially come out. It took over the servers of Overwatch 1, so you can no longer play Overwatch 1. If you linked your Battle.net account previously, your cosmetics will carry over. Personally, I don't recall doing that, but that was a nice surprise going into it, being like, hey, you can queue up to have your accounts merge and all your cosmetics carry over. So great for that. And yeah, it was it launched. Anyways, I did not play it at launch. I played it, I want to say, a week after launch. And guess what? That was the right move. Maybe not under my control financially. Well, it was free to play, but whatever. The launch of this game, icky. Very, very icky. Like I mentioned, their servers transferred over from Overwatch 1, which was fine. They did a little shutdown maybe a few days before to kind of get everything, finished up over there. When the game launched, I don't know if it was the amount of players that were attempting to play it or if it was a DDoS attack. I heard about that. Servers were not working. Or if they were working, you would either get into one game and then have to re-enter the queue behind a whole shit ton of players, or you would start a game, get kicked out partially through that game, or you wouldn't even make it into a game, if we're being honest. So big yikes there. Feel terribly sorry for everyone who was expecting going into that weekend to be playing Overwatch, obviously, and having a lot of fun with that. But yuck, big yucky situation there. By the time I got around to playing it, absolutely no issues. No issues queuing, no issues finding a game, getting into a game running. Everything ran smoothly. I mentioned my cosmetics converting over. Once I loaded into the game, downloaded all that jazz, I had the option to do it. Surprisingly, all three of my accounts were going to be merged together. Just surprising for me, not surprising from a basic standpoint of how it would work. I just didn't expect it to pull from my Xbox stuff as well. So downloaded the game, and then I just pretty much had to choose, yes, I'd like to merge my account. The first day I played, it was like 64,000, if not more, in the queue. And I was like, okay, whatever. It's going to take some time. No big deal. It took about 12 hours to get all of my cosmetics, which honestly, to me, that's great. Didn't take all that long. I was still able to play while not having the accounts merged and stuff like that. It's just I didn't have my skins. Whatever. So, played a few matches that first night. I believe it was Sunday. And then the next day I played. Everything was there, unlocked that I had previously. Good to go. So, that process ran very smoothly. Happy for that. Gameplay-wise, things are revitalized, rejuvenated in this Overwatch 2 experience for me. Everything runs very smoothly. Seeing the maps, new and old, just like that fresh coat of paint and polish on it is very exciting. Like I said, brings a new energy to it. Seeing the different designs for the 3 new characters, as well as the old characters, seeing the growth in them and their slight costume changes is cool. I'll be honest, I didn't look a lot into Overwatch 2 as like updates were coming out. It was more of those things of like, oh my god, the date is coming up. That was what got me excited and the energy flowing, not the updates and things like that. So I hadn't seen these redesigns of the characters leading up to the release, nor did I really pay too much attention to the newer cast that was joining upon release. So seeing, like I said, the refresh of these things that had already existed was cool and fun to experience. And just like I said, playing it again. I had dropped off of Overwatch, I don't know, maybe 2020-ish, and I would play it from time to time, but it wasn't something that was as normal in the play rotation compared to obviously earlier in the launch. Considering like friends had stopped playing and whatnot, this got me back into it from a solo standpoint and from a friend's perspective of them enjoying it again, being excited for it. Just was fun. Selfishly, it was like, yes, my friends are back into this game. I'm very excited to play it. As for the new heroes they added 3 new characters, 2 in the base game and 1 in the new season battle pass. I know some people are like 50-50 on that. I can understand why people are apprehensive because it's a sequel and you only have 3 new characters. Granted, a new character is going to be added each battle pass from my understanding. So, I get it. Seems like 50 to 60 days for each battle pass. So roughly 2 months between heroes. If that is the case, doesn't seem too bad to me. So from the 3 new characters, we have Sojourn, which is your attack DPS. We have your tank, which is Junker Queen. And we have our new one from the battle pass, which is Kiriko, which is your support, your healer. I have only experienced 2 of those characters right now. I've played against all 3. And each of them fit very well into the formula. It doesn't feel like anyone is particularly overpowered or like it's not this red flag of like they feel out of place because of just getting demolished by them or the gameplay style or anything like that. And I think that's great. That's obviously something you want with the launch of a new character, for them to fit in as smoothly as possible. But sometimes that can be tough just because it's a whole new game elements to deal with, whether their power, depending on what their powers are, their abilities are, sometimes it can be hard and you got to do adjustments. It's fine. It's happened with every character that's an addition, fighting game characters, shooters, whatever it is. It happens. It's fine. From my perspective and point of view, it feels like they've all fit into this mold very, very well. Sojourn, my personal favorite of the 3, is essentially Soldier 76 with her gun. Machine gun. If you hit shots on it, you can charge it, and you can your alt fire is essentially like a beam cannon or a pulse rifle. One strong shot can do a significant amount of damage based on the charge that you do have. She has mobility like Soldier. She can't sprint, but she does have a slide ability that will allow you, obviously, to either propel yourself forward, backwards, to the side, whatever it may be, to either get to an advantageous spot for yourself or to avoid certain ultimates, pig, hook, whatever it may be. Her mobility is fun. Her secondary ability is a kind of like a black hole, but you launch it out and anybody stuck in that area will take damage and is also slowed as they progress or move into that area. Her ultimate, little lackluster in my opinion, but does that work out really well in a pinch, is essentially a full charge rifle shot for a certain duration of time. So you can basically just blast that thing, 6 to 8 times during your time limit, depending on obviously your control and how you're going to shoot that. So Sojourn's a lot of fun. Pretty basic, I would say, for like terms of usage of character, of like what level of knowledge you need to have in order to use them, but she's a lot of fun. Second character, which I've only played a little bit of, and I know Dio and Billy have talked about using her a little bit more and kind of getting better with her, I guess, is Junker Queen. Junker Queen is your tank once again, and from my minimal experience with her, she's fun, but I'm not great with her. And I've never been great with any tanks. I think Orisa, however you say it, has probably been my best played tank. Diva, I know a shit ton of people use. I am not good with Diva. Reinhardt, for me, is just not fun gameplay style-wise. Hamster's fine, but you need a lot of momentum to be good with it. And then I think Doomfist is tank now. And he just punches the shit out of people. So, tank's never been my most favored role, and Junker Queen from a gameplay aspect seems fun, but I don't know how well she is as a tank. Abilities that she has essentially a shotgun as a weapon. I think she has 6 shots. One of her abilities is to pull out a giant axe that she carries on her back and use it as a melee. Her secondary ability is a war cry that will increase people's speed within an area and then also gives them like 150 to 200, I don't know, I'm just spitting numbers, of temporary health that they have for a duration of time. Her ultimate ability, she also has one other projectile that she uses, which is a knife, which she will throw. If she hits someone with that knife, it causes bleeding damage. She can also retract the knife, whether it hits or misses, to kind of call or decrease the cooldown for her to use it again. Her special ability, Dio, if you're still in chat, you may need to help me with that. The ultimate ability. Is the ultimate ability the war crime? I don't think it is. Not war crime, war cry. As I look it up, maybe he'll beat it to me, or beat me to it. But I don't recall her alt. I think, her alt is the charge, right? So you'll hear like a ring bell similar to wrestling. And essentially she will charge at an enemy and do a melee attack. Charge forward, wound enemies, dealing damage over time and preventing them from being healed. So that would probably be the biggest thing, is the heal prevention, that bleed damage. So not bad of a character. I think she fits very, very well. She has a cool look to her. But yeah, that's one that I definitely need to improve on. And then our last character, which I haven't personally played as, but I've played against a lot of them, is Kiriko, the new support. So her backstory is she trained with Hanzo and Genji in whatever area they trained as. So she has the passive ability similar to them where she can wall climb. She takes these little pieces of paper. I don't remember the technical term or, the terminology from that culture. But she takes that and she can throw them to do damage or to heal. She has or maybe she throws kunai and the papers heal. I don't remember. She has an ability that she can hit a teammate to allow their next hit to be a critical. And then her ultimate ability creates, I think they're called Tiro gates. Let me look it up. Or Tori gates, excuse me. Tori gates, which go in a path, and then anyone in that path, allies in the area become briefly invulnerable and are cleansed with most negative effects. So boost your speed a little bit and pretty much allows you to attack. Oh, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm sorry. Kitsune Rush. Summon a fox spirit that rushes forward, accelerating the movement, attack speed, and cooldowns of allies that follow its path. That's the one that's the ultimate. My bad. Throws kunai and paper as heal. Thank you. So yeah, kunai is your damage. The paper is your healing. And then you also have this protection thing. Upon impact, allies in the area become briefly invulnerable and are cleansed of most negative effects. So you have that for her. So yeah, she's pretty good. Like I said, one of those characters I haven't played as, but playing against doesn't feel overpowered in any way. She is the Battle Pass character, so if you buy the Battle Pass, you get access to her across all modes. You do have access to her, I believe, in like arcade modes in general. And then if you reach level 55 for free, so you don't have to buy the Battle Pass, you can unlock her as well. So it's nice to have that option. So those are the three characters. Speaking of Battle Pass, let's talk about the Battle Pass. But before we do that, Dio in chat, thank you very much. Have to be physically on the path that Kiriko summons. If you're flying above it, you do not get the buffs. Thank you for that. So let's talk about the Battle Pass, because this is where we're going to start getting to the criticisms, I guess, of this game. So in Overwatch 1, you had the loot box system. So every time you leveled up, you would get a loot box. If you were past level 100, I believe it was every other level. That could be wrong, but yeah. So you get the loot box system. You open the loot box, and it is a random chance of you getting, a skin, a spray, a voice line, a little profile thing. Random chance of those. 4 items. Now, if you're in the gaming sphere, you know the loot boxes originally, and for a while, were controversial. People thought they were gambling, microtransactions, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Controversial. So Overwatch 2, they decided to go this Battle Pass route. Obviously, Battle Passes have been very successful in other games. Fortnite, Call of Duty, Apex, I'm sure some others. So they decided to go this Battle Pass route, and they got rid of loot boxes entirely. In my opinion, I'm kind of 50-50 on the Battle Pass system. And it seems like, at least from the people I've heard who've played it, it seems a lot of people share my opinion with that. Challenges that they have added, use a character, do this damage, win this mode, blah, blah, blah. I think the challenges are fun. It's something to chase after, it's something to achieve, it's something to kind of, another aspect or another layer of the gameplay for incentive of things that you can do. Great. The Battle Pass rewards can include skins, emotes, voice lines, the profile headers, and then new to this game, you have weapon charms and souvenirs. Now, this is where I start to be critical on the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass, in my opinion, does not offer that much. There's like 80 or so levels, which, that is a lot to achieve. However, it's very focused, at least this first Battle Pass, on guess what? The new characters. Because, while it makes sense, the new characters don't have a lot in their arsenal of unlocks, right? You've had Overwatch 1 where you had all these characters where there were holiday costumes and Halloween and the anniversary events and the archives. Like, they've had years and years of time to build up their library of unlocks, right? Well, these 3 new characters, guess what? They don't have it. So what's this Battle Pass going to focus on? Those characters. Okay, I get it from that point. However, from, let's say, the perspective of someone who doesn't play these characters, are these things rewarding? No. At least with the loot boxes, there was a random chance for you to get something for anyone. Now, something that came a little bit later, at least from my memory, if you got a loot box and you got a duplicate, you got Overwatch money, coins, right? And you could use those coins and purchase any unlockable you wanted for anybody. So let's say me, a Widowmaker main, I miss this skin or I don't have it. I want to buy it. I can just go do that. With the Battle Pass system, loot boxes being gone, I no longer have that option. I will talk about another facet a little bit later on, but for the Battle Pass specifically, can't do that. It's only these rewards for these characters that I might not use. Okay, once again, I get it. They're the new ones, but a little bit of a bummer there. So there's that. Also with the loot boxes, challenges are fun, but there's not really reward because everything goes to the Battle Pass, right? So if you drop loot boxes entirely and I'm leveling up, well, there's not really anything I'm chasing after at all. There's no reward. There's nothing I'm getting from my characters that I play as. And that kind of sucks. Now, on the flip side of things, they do have a store now that cycles, similar to a Fortnite, Fall Guys, etc., where you can use your Overwatch money and you can get old skins that were available. So you can get, sometimes it's just a specific skin, or it's like a bundle for a Halloween bundle I've seen, where you get an emote, you get this, you get that, whatever. So cool. I don't know. I miss the loot boxes. I skipped a part, but going back to the Battle Pass. Skins are great, right? That's your number one unlock. Oh my god, look at how cool I look, blah, 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 my skin. Number two, I say emotes. Then you get the sprays, which barely anybody uses. You get voice lines, which, no, I don't care. The Battle Pass this time added weapon charms and souvenirs. Weapon charms, little dangly keychain type things on your gun, whatever. And then souvenirs, which is like something you hold over your head and it's like a 3D object that rotates. These are the dumbest things they added to the Battle Pass. I know some people like weapon charms. I know Apex has a shit ton of them. I think Call of Duty does as well. Weapon charms are dumb. No one's going to see that. You as the player is the only one who's going to see that. What is the point? Am I staring at my gun while I'm playing this game? I mean, I guess technically, because it's fucking right there in the middle of the screen. I don't get the appeal of the weapon charms. And then these souvenirs, which I don't know if it's held at a victory screen or if it's a different emote, whatever it is. The object doesn't mean anything. I've seen one that's a robot head. I think I've seen a piece of pizza. The little onion dude mascot. Why do I want that? I don't understand. So, I'm not a fan of the new Battle Pass. I do, like I said, I do like the challenges. I do get it that, you know, we gotta give stock for the newer characters who don't have anything. But I miss the loot boxes. I know they were controversial. I get that. I get that if they removed them just to try and avoid that again, because that was a whole legal thing, blah, blah, blah. I understand that from a business standpoint. As a player standpoint, I kind of miss them. And I don't know if it's just like grass is greener type thing, or like not nostalgia, but like, oh, we used to have this thing. I miss that thing. I don't know if it's just that, but as of right now, the Battle Pass doesn't seem as enticing as a player for right now. Maybe in subsequent seasons or future seasons, maybe it'll feel a little bit more rewarding to kind of tackle and go after, because it will only be one new character that they kind of have to buff the stuff up on. As of right now, we don't have a seasonal event in Overwatch 2. It is Halloween time. Maybe as we get a little bit closer, they'll release Junkenstein stuff and Halloween skins. But then it's all money based. There's no loot box system to, oh, I got my Halloween loot box. Yay, ups my chances for the Halloween stuff from either past Halloweens or this Halloween. We don't know if we're getting that. I don't know if they've talked about it. If they have, I apologize. We don't know if we're getting that. it could just all be financial. And I'm sorry. I think I've talked about this multiple times. Well, maybe not in stream. I talked about it with Genghis in Multiverse when we first started playing it. $20 for a skin? Bro, Multiverse has that going on right now. They have a Halloween event where they have 5 skins. They have Calico Cat for Jake the dog. They have Rhine-Dog is a mummy. They have Superman, Black Lantern Superman, Black Lantern Wonder Woman, Iron Giant as something. Bro, 2 of the skins you can unlock in game, but they need a shit ton of this candy corn crap, right? You get 40 per match. Guess how much the Calico Cat is? 13,000 candy corn. What the fuck? Is this the only game I'm playing? It's insane. And then the other skins, like the Rhine-Dog is another one you can unlock with the candy corn. The other 5 are real world money, is the Gleam shit. It's like $20 a costume. Now I get it. These are cool costumes, but it's like, motherfucker, dude. I mean, more power to you. If you spend money, I mean, I can't be over here, I guess, too high in money because I have spent money on Fortnite skins. I have spent money on Overwatch boxes and loot boxes. But it's like, sometimes it's like, bro, that's insane. I get it. That's how they make their bread and butter. But that's how I thought about loot boxes too. I thought that's how Activision Blizzard was making hand over fist and money, was those. So this baffles me. But maybe the store method is more ideal. Who knows? Financially, I'm not a business owner. What do I know? It just, as a player for right now, is kind of I don't know if that's something they could change. Maybe if they get enough user feedback on it, that experience, they'll be like, yeah, I'm right. That's 10 more. Yeah, exactly. 10 more boxes. I need the Widowmaker skin. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna miss loot boxes like opening. Yeah, it's like a gacha machine, right? It's the mystery boxes that you get. It's the fun of not knowing exactly what's in there. And I get it. Once again, I get both sides. I get it was not gambling, but I get why people were like, "Ooh, I'm not getting what I want to get." But like, it was the fun, like, surprise of it. And like I said, if you got duplicates of stuff, you could get the Overwatch money. You save enough Overwatch money, then boom, you could get the skin you wanted. I know the special event skins like Halloween and stuff, you only get those during the Halloween event times, or the anniversary event is amazing. You get anything you want. Obviously, if you have the coin for it, so you could save up for it. And things got cheaper over time. Like if it was a new one, yeah, it'd be 3,000 Overwatch coins. You give it a year or two, oh, it's only 1,000 or it's only 500 or whatever. So, like, you can't do that with Battle Pass points. So, like, the store is just real money now as well. I don't know. And like, okay, and another thing on the skins front that I guess could be negative. You got the 3 new characters, right? Great. They get their basic palette swap colors added. The new characters, the old characters, nothing new. They got their Overwatch 2 skins, which look fantastic, but the Overwatch 2 skins don't have palette swaps. You don't get any fancy new skins for anybody there. So it's like, oh, well, that kind of stinks. So there's hits and misses on Overwatch 2, and I get it. Some people are very against it, and from a gameplay point, I'm like, yeah, let's go. The new robot mode that they added, I love it. It's fantastic. It can be a longer game mode, and it's a little bit more intense. You rack up your stats, and it's fun. It's like this weird tug of war. A lot of fun, just a blast. So from a gameplay aspect, I think it's a blast. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's like a rejuvenation into the series, like I said, with this fresh coat of paint with the Overwatch characters and the maps. But I get the criticisms too. I understand the Battle Pass isn't for everybody. 3 new characters I get is kind of, yeah. personally am excited for it. I've been enjoying playing it again. If this is something, you're not satisfied with it, maybe give it some time. I will say also, though, it is free to play. So it's not like they were asking for $40 to $60 to only add this little bit of stuff. That's something that I feel some people have been a little bit too critical on when they're like, oh, they didn't add all that, blah, blah, blah. Or it's shit now. I'm like, but it's free to play. That irks me a little bit with some people of like their harsh criticisms. But I get it. You got to do what you got to do. I put it too high and I'm kind of let down, but I think now I'll give it a try. Yeah, do what you want to do. I mean, like I said, it's free to play. If you want to wait a season or two, I mean, I don't think Kiriko is going to be locked out forever if you don't get this battle pass or don't unlock her. Don't quote me on that. Because I don't think they would do that. That seems like a bad business model to me. Because what they could do, and what they did to new players, is the original roster from Overwatch 1, you had to unlock characters. To me, I like unlocking things. I like things to work for. So to me, that's exciting. I get it to people who are like, oh, I didn't have time to link my battle net, and now I lose everything, and now I gotta unlock all these motherfuckers. Billy was very nice enough to share his experience with it. It only seemed like 5 matches per character. So I know adding, in a big grand scheme of things, adding that up, that's a lot of matches. But to me, that seems attainable. And there were certain challenges of like, do this to get this character, blah, 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 blah. So to me, that seems fun. I know that's not for everybody. So anyways, circling back, I assume if you missed Season 1's Battle Pass with Kiriko, you didn't unlock them, whether buying the Battle Pass or getting to level 55, I assume it would be just the same exact thing. You need to do X amount of matches or fill these challenges, and then you can acquire her. Because I don't think that, to me, that seems like a dumb business model to, okay, here's our launch character. Now she's gone forever. Locked her in this Disney vault. Like, that would be a bad business move, in my opinion. So, I don't know. So yeah, do what you got to do. Give it time. Look how things go with it. And yeah, it's free to play. Try it out. I'm still excited for the single player stuff because Overwatch has a cool world, but obviously Overwatch 1 was only multiplayer. You had the shorts and the animated things. I'm excited to see what more of that world has to offer. We got a little bit of glimpses at it during the archive special events and some history of like the what was the evil Overwatch? Was it Bloodwatch? No. I don't remember. It was Moira. It was Cassidy, Reaper, and someone else. But it was like this player versus environment type thing. Blackwatch? Maybe it was Blackwatch. Good stuff. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to more. That's my thoughts on Overwatch 2. Loving the gameplay. A little 50-50 on the rewards and the Battle Pass stuff, but it's a lot of fun. I'm glad to see people getting back into Overwatch and enjoying it. And yeah, my experience with it has been fun so far.